Hi, I'm Kim Rogers, pediatric sleep consultant and founder of Sleeping Well Consulting. I had the opportunity to be interviewed by NPR in South Carolina. The following interview illustrates some reasons why your baby or child may be struggling with sleep and what you can do about it. I believe that sleep is more important than anything, and without it, we can't function. So if your child isn't sleeping and your whole family is exhausted, I would love for you to give a listen to this interview and contact me through my link to book a call.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the South Carolina Business Review. This is Mike Switzer. If you're a new parent and your child is having trouble sleeping at night, your performance at work the next day could certainly be affected. Actually, lack of adequate sleep for any reason could certainly affect your work life and in fact your entire life, which is exactly what happened to our next guest and why she decided to enter the sleep business. Kim Rogers is founder of Sleeping Well Consulting, and she joins us now by phone from her office in Lexington, South Carolina. Kim, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
Now tell us a little bit more about your business and how you got into this.
I started this business in 2016. My own baby wasn't sleeping. I did some research. I learned that if a child is relying on a parent's help to go to sleep, even if it's inconsistent, the child wakes in the night, and it can cause confusion and keep the child from being able to connect sleep cycles. So I gradually removed my interventions until he started going back to sleep on his own. I also learned that in my community, lots and lots of parents were struggling with sleep. It's a big topic amongst new parents. And then I did some research about sleep deprivation in new parents, and I found that there's one study that took a sampling of 4,700 parents and tracked them over 6 years. What was surprising about that was that they found that sleep deprivation lingered for both parents for the duration of the 6 years.
Walk us through then how you went about forming a business around this. Were you needing to go to school to get any certifications?
I did. There are sleep consultant certification programs. And so I did one of those, and then I did an infant mental health certificate program and a maternal mental health certificate program, and started my own business from there. Pretty much began my business doing lots of classes and one-on-one work with families.
And so what are the main reasons why a baby is not sleeping at night? Are they hungry?
A lot of people think that it is because of hunger. There are some medical issues like sleep apnea, sleep terrors. I do an assessment to find out if a child has a medical issue. Most of the time, it's a behavioral. The behavioral issues are parent-led. It's if a child is relying on their parents' help. Most of the time, it's feeding to sleep. Often there's a very strong feed to sleep association. Maybe rocking, bouncing, carrying them around, cuddling to sleep. A lot of times the medical issues coincide with the behavioral issues. Like often children may have parasomnias and night terrors because they're sleep deprived. They're very, very tired and they're waking and screaming in the night. Young children may get up and wander around their room and may sleepwalk.
And so what I'm hearing you say is that most of the time it sounds like the parents need to just let the baby cry itself to sleep?
That's the dilemma right there. And I think that is every parent's fear, that that's what they're going to have to do. One of the most important ways to help babies and children sleep better at night is to build what is called sleep pressure. Sleep pressure is something that happens for all of us. It's our body's natural drive to fall asleep, and it grows stronger throughout the day. The more active we are and the more mentally engaged we are. Babies and young children have a lower sleep pressure than adults. They tend to fall asleep more frequently.
And so keep the baby awake as long as possible during the day is what you're saying.
Exactly. And not just awake, but alert. It's tricky. A lot of people think their babies are awake and they can have this look like that, like of half closed eyes, and their eyes are kind of like starting to close and they'll open again, and they're slightly dozing. They're getting this very drowsy look. And that is actually like stage 1 sleep for a baby.
And now one trend that we've noticed is that many parents are using melatonin to help their children sleep.
Right. It's absolutely not necessary. A very, very dark room is all they need, is all the child needs to produce plenty of melatonin. There's an increase in production of melatonin towards the evening. And so there's a natural sleep readiness. So that combined with building sleep pressure helps a child go to sleep faster amount of time with much, much, much less crying.
Well, Kim, very interesting. Thank you so much for spending time with us today.
Thank you.
Kim Rogers is founder of Sleeping Well Consulting. She spoke to us by phone from Lexington, South Carolina. And we will have a link to her company posted